Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to another Powerboost. Today, we're going to experiment and explore cultivating an independent mind. So there's a little paradox here, because you may agree with me that our mind is already very independent. It is so free that it just thinks whatever it wants, as many thoughts as it wants. It thinks very fast, maybe think things that we're not even agreeable with. So you might want to say that your mind is already very independent. It doesn't listen to us. And sometimes when we try to meditate or when things happen and we try to be calm or relaxed, still the mind is racing. So in that sense, we might say, oh, my mind is so independent, it does its own thing. But today, we want to talk about this real independence, because real freedom comes with responsibility. When there is freedom, there's also responsibility. For example, in America, right, last week, we celebrated Independence Day. And so many countries are going to be celebrating Independence Day. Every month, there's always some country celebrating their Independence Day. But come after Independence Day is a responsibility, right? That country now has to govern itself. And a bit without the support of its parenting country. That country now has to create its own governance and rule its own country independently. And that's where the challenge comes. Do they have the power? Do they have the knowledge? Do they have the experience, etc., etc.? But today we're not talking about, political governance. Today we're talking about my own personal governance. So come independence of the mind also comes responsibility. So an independent mind is also a mind that fulfills the responsibility of true freedom, true independence. And true independence or true freedom of the mind is when the mind is able to align itself with core principles of its master. The master of the mind is I, the self. Master or mistress, whichever one you want to use. The leader of the mind, the guiding force for the mind is I, the inner self. I am the one that has to guide the mind. And I set the core principles by which the mind will be guided. So true independence of true freedom of the mind is when the mind aligns itself with those core principles of its master, its leader, and follows those core principles in creating the thoughts. Now, because those core principles are based on peace, purity, compassion, kindness, understanding, wisdom, automatically, when the mind aligns itself with those principles, it is free to create thoughts that are filled with the same qualities. And imagine yourself thinking thoughts of compassion, kindness, understanding, as in contrast to hatred, annoyance. Maybe not hatred. Many of us may say, oh, we don't hate people. But we get annoyed with people, we get annoyed with ourselves, we get annoyed with the way things are around us. We get frustrated, we lose our patience. These things happen on a more regular basis. Maybe not hatred, maybe not racism. No, those are big negative things, and we try to protect ourselves from those. But the everyday things in daily life that trigger discomfort in ourselves. At that time, I'm not aligned. My mind is not aligned with my core principles. My mind is already triggered. So my mind is doing its own thing. So the mind has gone off track. So true independence is when the mind stays on track and able to give me an experience of peace, of calm, of surety, stability. And that's who I am. So when I am set and stable in that awareness, my actions, my attitude, everything around me will also be similar. I'm totally free. I'm free from the influence of negativity, in other words. I want us to go into meditation where we're going to try to tap into those experiences, right? Those ideas that I just shared, and see how best we can feel them inside. Because the more we feel these ideas, the stronger the foundation is. And chances are you're going to reflect, or you're going to fall back on this experience at the time of need. So let us see how we can convince that mind to have a taste of what true independence is. So as usual, to really bring ourselves in the present moment, it's important to take a few deep breaths to relax the body and bring ourselves into this moment so we can detach from everything and we can connect with our inner self. So keeping both feet on the ground, maybe keeping your hands on your lap, take a deep breath in and release. Take another deep breath in. And as you release, let all the tension in the muscles melt away. Take a deep breath in again. As you breathe in peace and calm, and breathe out all tension, all stress. And as you watch your breath in and out, bring your thoughts to this present moment, right here, right now. And allow all other thoughts of the world and of your day to fade into the distance. Watching your breath in and out. The body relaxes. And my mind is present. In this moment of peace, and with my present mind, I take this opportunity to look inward and to connect with the eternal self, the guiding energy situated in the center of my forehead, behind the eyes. As I connect with that divine light, that star-like entity, my mind become quieter, and it is in this moment that I realize a quiet mind is actually a free mind. When my mind is quiet, I am not influenced by any external forces, negativity. When my mind is quiet, my mind is actually standing alongside with me. We are together. My mind is aligned with my inner self. My mind is aligned with the core values of my inner self. And those core values are peace, compassion, beauty, understanding, joy, wisdom, when my mind is standing alongside my true self, and we are together as one, I can feel that freedom, because my mind is no longer judgmental or trapped in some external influence. It doesn't matter what's happening on the outside, but my mind, when it is aligned with me, my inner self, and my core principles, is when I can feel a sense of freedom. Because with this freedom comes the sense of responsibility and accountability. When I'm independent, I'm sorry. I'm also responsible